Hey everybody, welcome to Myopia Movies. This week we are talking a delight, a stone cold delight. We're talking John Candy and Macaulay Culkin starring in Uncle Buck. Now if you have not seen this, well, I don't want to say I understand, but just do yourself a favor. It's light, it's fun, it's silly, and it's John Candy. There's not much of him, so you should see what you can and enjoy it. Thanks for doing all you do to keep us relevant, and thanks for listening, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for contacting us, those who do. We appreciate it. Bye, everyone.
Welcome to Myopia Movies. This week we are talking about, kind of a classic TNT fall movie afternoon kind of a movie. 1989's Uncle Buck, starring John Candy. Macaulay Culkin, kind of a warm-up for Home Alone, and directed by John Hughes. Was this anyone's first time watching this movie?
It was
mine.
Really?
2 people. 3.
Like many movies, I've seen bits and pieces on TV over the years, but this is the first time all the way.
I have definitely seen Macaulay Culkin interrogating him, and I have definitely seen the power drill sequence, which we'll get to.
Well, I believe the TV trailer was him trying to flip the giant pancake with a snow shovel. And so that I've seen a million times, but I've seen the movie a few times. For some reason, a lot of his mid-range movies get confused with me. You know, the God tier ones, like his cameo in Home Alone and Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, those I remember very clearly. But like, I'll confuse this with The Great Outdoors, where he eats the old 76er, where he sits down and eats the steak the size of this table.
Was it that Western that he did? Or?
That was his last movie, Wagons East.
Movie? Okay.
Which, you know what's funny? Chris Farley's last movie was also a Western.
Yeah. It was the Lewis and Clark movie, right?
Well, I think that, yes, they were competing with Lewis and Clark, right? It was him with also R.I.P. Matthew Perry. As this fake Lewis and like, even to the fact that they have a Native American woman who helps guide them throughout. And that's called Almost Heroes.
Sounds right.
familiar.
Yeah. I keep wanting to say Almost Famous, which came out around the same time, the Cameron Crowe movie, which is that a good movie? I think it's a good movie.
Sure.
As a music writer.
Now, I've seen that movie a lot of times, and it was a teenage favorite of mine. Almost Famous, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Thinking about it, it's because of that movie I love the song Tiny Dancer, and a lot of my Gen X friends hate that song, which, again, understandable. Just like a lot of songs from our era that were overplayed, that song was overplayed. So it's just funny to think back to it.
Yeah, I think that movie definitely gave it like a second life because of the sing-along. That's pretty
It's
iconic.
a great scene.
Yeah.
Speaking
Was
of,
this
though,
also directed by John Hughes?
No, that was Cameron Crowe, but I was going to say, I was going to tie it back to Uncle Buck here. This might be the shittiest John Hughes soundtrack.
Really?
I'm just trying to think. There's not a single banger on that. Like, Home Alone is a great soundtrack.
Well, it takes
Is
2.
Bust a Move on there?
Bust a Move was on there.
I'm trying to
Bust a
think of
Move is
more.
good.
Bust a Move was
I'll
good.
give Bust a
Bust
Move.
Move was
But
good.
I'm just thinking, like, the end of The Breakfast Club has Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. Like, he almost always gets one pop song on there.
Is that
and I guess Bust a Move would be the one.
the daughter in the movie? Is that the same chick from The Breakfast Club?
No.
But it has the same
Molly
vibes.
Ringwald must have said no, because she looks and acts like every Molly Ringwald character that has ever been.
You guys need to see the movie Space Hunter Adventure in the Forbidden Zone, where she plays against type so hard.
Well, she at one point said she wasn't going to do any more John Hughes stuff, and it ruined her career. Because she was like America's sweetheart, right? Like, because between 16 Candles and Breakfast Club and all those, like, she was in probably a half dozen of his films.
Was she considered part of the, what was it, the Rat
Rat
Pack?
Pack.
Yeah.
Rat Pack.
Rat Pack. What is that?
Brat.
Brat Pack.
Yeah.
Who'd
Brat,
have,
the Brat Pack.
Emilio.
Because you're the sausage king of Chicago.
I'm in Chicago, yeah, of course.
You got the sausage.
So you
from
got what?
Chicago.
Emilio Estevez.
Demi Moore. wasn't
Demi
she?
Moore.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe.
No.
Now. Yeah.
That's it. Sure.
Yeah. No. But John Candy, though. No, he's always...
He was older than
No, I mean, he's always had that funny bone with me. You know, like Spaceballs will be forever.
Give up on the Brat Pack.
I did because I forgot. I'm trying to go
Michael,
back.
No, I was just going to see how you can remember. Anthony Michael Hall would be in there. Andrew McCarthy would be in there.
Yeah.
Judd Nelson and Ali Sheedy.
I was trying to think of the cut off
John Cryer,
plaid shirt guy.
Well,
Judd Nelson.
speaking of characters who could have been in this, Bug should have been played by Judd Nelson. Then he would have at least had some charisma. Like, the guy who plays Bug, I mean, he's supposed to be a scumbag, but he's also just a terrible actor. Like, he is atrocious.
The scene where John Candy's like showing him the axe, Bug is like making a like conscious decision to like screw his face up and make his like lip tremble, and it's
he reminded me.
It's not the best.
Actually, you know what? Speaking of people who have been in other John Hughes movies who would have been good in that, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
Charlie Sheen is talking to the sister in Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
right?
He's
like sunken eyes, and he's there for like rehab. I mean, yeah, he should have been the guy in the bowling alley.
He's the same character.
That's
like
true.
the John Hughes-averse.
The Shermer, Illinois. Like, why not? The
Hughes-verse.
They're all the same. Like, I think at one point, I think it's in Home Alone, but they reference the high school that The Breakfast Club happens in. Like, it's supposed to be similar, and just this is so random, and it happens exactly when we're recording. So, Nora, when you edit this, you can edit it out or not. But this happens to be during the time period when Kevin Smith has just gotten back the rights to Dogma, previous episode. And so it's coming out in theaters. We're getting a 4K release. The Weinsteins finally gave it up after that scumbag went to jail.
Yum.
So they re-released and polished it. But you have that great line from Jay and Silent Bob. He goes, so we was watching the John Hughes movies. 16 Candles makes this tubby bastard cry like a little bitch. But you know what we noticed about Shermer, Illinois? No drug dealers in Shermer, Illinois. So we went there. Turns out there's no Shermer, Illinois.
Previous episode, Dogma.
Yeah,
very underrated movie. No,
Great movie. I was so happy. I think it was your choice.
Yeah, no.
It was delightful to rewatch.
I like movies that challenge you about life, mystery.
Speaking of Alanis Morissette, who was just referenced before the record started.
Yes.
Speaking of Alanis Morissette,
because I got Stevie Nicks and Alanis Morissette mixed up.
White women, am I right?
Joe Crow. Who's that Irish one?
Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor.
Jewel.
Fish. Yeah.
Enya.
Dude, we went on a tear. My wife was talking. She's like, the one album I wanted to buy off TV was that Pure Moods album.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
You probably get it on eBay somewhere.
Oh, no, you can just listen to it now on Spotify as a playlist. But like the whole thing, like it had Audiamus and Enya. Enya was, I don't know where she was from. She owns now a castle in the UK.
I think she is Irish. She's part of a band called Clannad.
But like she doesn't perform. It's just she releases albums to a bunch of, boomer mothers in the 90s and made $1 billion. I was at one point, this is even more off track, but it's fine. I was talking to my colleagues and I was like, what is one thing from, the last 30 years that you don't think you could possibly explain to the kids of today? And my response was, when we were kids, there was a man named Yanni. And Yanni wrote classical music that he performed in front of monuments. And specifically, Yanni Live at the Acropolis went double platinum. And the video of him performing, this long-haired Greek man with a huge mustache playing electric instruments with a symphony behind him at the Acropolis, sold 1.5 million copies of just that. How I don't know how to explain to the kids of the day, in an era where Britney Spears and the Backstreet Boys were performing, and like Boyz II Men was at the top of the charts, a Greek man went double platinum performing classical music at the Acropolis.
I guess it's called counter programming. It was different enough.
Well, I guess, but like nowadays, like, I mean, I guess Yo-Yo Ma people might recognize, but like the idea that there were TV advertisements for Yanni Live at the Acropolis. My goodness.
Mine would be
how TV advertisements. How quaint. People actually watch TV.
Mine would be the Psy, the Gangnam Style guy. If I had to explain
a
cultural phenomenon where the world unified, very similar to the Macarena, where people decided to
the first billion view YouTube video, if I'm mistaken. And the Macarena.
The Macarena overlaps with YouTube.
Well, no, but I was jumping from Noor just referencing the Macarena. You'll never again see a cultural behemoth like the Macarena ever again.
No.
It could only happen 30 years ago.
Well, during one of the 2020 protests in Georgia, the National Guard on one side of the street, the protests on the other side, and they're all doing the Macarena, like a Macarena face-off. I had not seen the Macarena since the 90s.
It's something that the CIA told the military to use in Afghanistan to lower, essentially, tensions.
We should probably introduce ourselves.
Who are you?
Well, I'm Nord Chernett, refer on Cineprov, and to my right,
I'm Alex Ewald. Happy to be here.
Yeah, and then
Atlanta author Matthew W. Quinn, who never saw Uncle Buck but has seen the Macarena. Hey, Uncle Buck. Okay, someone thought it was funny.
I did not thought it was funny. No, that's funny.
Hi, I'm Nick, your host. We don't know who chose this movie, but it was fun to watch.
It was honestly fun to watch. It was something heartwarming, and I think all uncles can, relate to in a sense.
Why don't you give us the plot synopsis, Nor?
Okay, all right. So there's a guy, Uncle Buck, that's his name, and essentially, he's not necessarily a loner or more say, but he kind of just tunes to his own drums. His brother, who is his wife, so I guess, how would you classify this? Your stepfather-in-law?
The dad of the family is his brother,
right?
And he's the embarrassing uncle that his wife hates for some reason.
We all got one of those. But it's essentially his brother's wife's dad has a heart attack, and they essentially have to go and kind of take care of him. And unfortunately, they live in this kind of like suburban area, but the only person that near is Uncle Buck. And so he essentially has to take care of these kids while, his brother and his stepsister have to go take care of his dad and
sister-in-law,
excuse me. Which something that I kind of surprised me that they didn't have, but I don't know because it's a John Hughes movie, but like I kind of wanted to have like kind of a really rundown, Uncle Buck is chasing from the police kind of moment where he has to like be escaped, but never really got that. But he just
no, go ahead.
He's essentially just a dude that's just not really down on his luck, but he's going through some some partner issues, and just wants to understand to be a nice, settled guy.
He doesn't want to have a regular job. He lives off gambling.
Yeah.
And his ridiculously long time girlfriend wants to have kids while she still can.
Well, I was going to say, too, the problem is this is John Hughes, and he doesn't know how real people live, right? Because, like, obviously, just like the McAllisters, whatever, this is an impossibly big house. Uh-huh. But also, Uncle Buck, who's supposed to be poor, still has a nice apartment. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's... The one who got
Real
this
big.
right is Blues Brothers, where like Elwood is living in like a flop house, like with not even bunk beds. Like he has to put his feet up as the trains go by. Meanwhile, Uncle Buck has this huge it is the John Hughes problem of like he doesn't understand how money works.
Yeah, I mean, picking like this is the exterior shots for the house for this one. It's in Evanston, Illinois, with very wealthy northern suburb. Home Alone, Highland Park, extremely wealthy northern suburb of
Is
Chicago.
that a John Hughes thing with Chicago?
He's a Chicago guy.
Okay.
Did he do Adventures in Babysitting as well?
It's a good question.
Because I know he did. Because we haven't done Ferris Bueller yet, but we have done Adventures in Babysitting, and now this. Did we do Home Alone?
Did we do Home Alone?
Well, actually, did we do this?
Oh, with Trump. Maybe.
There's the John Hughes verse of the hijinks of people in the northern suburbs of Chicago.
Okay. No, I guess Chicago in a sense. And I would say, would this be anyone's favorite John Hughes movie? Personally, I mean, like he directed Blues Brothers, correct? John Hughes. Oh, never mind. I'm getting those.
John Landis, great guy.
This movie I didn't
really
think was that funny. Frankly, it's just kind of sad. But
you think
Ferris
so?
Bueller's funny.
Yeah.
I think this movie comes through.
What was the
a nice heartwarming moment of uncle-niece bonding by torturing a would-be date rapist.
Yeah.
If that doesn't warm your heart, I don't know what will. Stuffing a teenage boy in a trunk.
Yeah. And this movie was a lot shorter than I thought would be. I mean, it was long in some sense, like the build up, but like him being with the family, there wasn't a lot of too many escapades that they kind of went through. You know what I mean? How long was the family out for? 2 days?
Yeah, maybe like a week. Closing in on a
There's
week.
At least 3 nights because there's bowling night.
Yeah.
There's party night where Uncle Buck meets Bug and recognizes immediately he's a piece of shit.
Right.
Like seriously, why am I woker than
Takes
everyone?
one to know one.
Yeah, why am I woker than everyone here? Because I immediately see Bug. I'm like, this is a problem. Same with Johnny Lawrence from Karate Kid. He is a problem.
Yeah. Speaking of Karate Kid, depending on when this goes out, who was in the original first Karate Kid movie? The actor,
Ralph Macchio.
Zabka. Zabka was Johnny Lawrence.
His sensei or whatever.
Morita. Pat Morita.
So apparently he was in the news because either he was in a sign and greet and like he bit a fan.
Well, this is that Martin Cove guy. Martin Cove, isn't that his name?
Bad sense.
So yeah, he the bad guy. He bit one of his co-stars.
Interesting.
Who just went and I think it was at Comic-Con, right?
Something like that.
She just sort of tapped him on the shoulder and he sort of wheeled around and bit her on the arm. I'm not sure.
Well, that's weird.
Could I imagine maybe there's some substances at work there?
I'm
not sure what was going on with that.
What is these with these 80s famous people popping up?
Yeah, so bowling night, party night, and party apocalypse night where he catches Bug. So at least 3 nights.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it was a week or two because like she leaves like 5 signed blank checks. Like
my thought was like a week, but
yeah.
It's very unclear. It's
That's
a vague movie.
That's a lot of work to take care of 3 kids, especially Macaulay Culkin, because you know him and Home Alone. And
this is like a setup for Home Alone because like a lot of those looks.
it had that vibe.
Yeah, it did,
had
didn't
that
it?
vibe.
A lot of those
Like,
ganders.
When Uncle Buck's I guess you could say girlfriend when she comes
Shitties.
visits. Yeah, and I felt like when she was, coming to go to the house and she would peep in and couldn't see him, and then she would peep through which I don't think they have anymore. Those mail
slots.
Mail slots. Do they have mail slots anymore?
If you're rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I surely thought she was gonna get poked in the eye.
Yeah,
or some type
Daniel
of
Stern.
Yeah, or some type of hot plate situation, that kind of thing. That I think honestly that's what it was missing in this movie. If there was like a resistance from the kids, like most things are, like My Babysitter's Dead, or those movies where just like
there is a resistance from the kids. Tia is the most nasty person.
But that was
She's confused.
She
right.
falsely accuses her uncle of cheating on his girlfriend.
Well, but that's to get him.
Right.
Yeah.
Is she just upset because she moved away from her family?
That's, I think, part of it.
Yeah. So they moved from Indianapolis to this, giant home in Chicago. And I guess Tia references at the beginning that like they don't have that much money. Is that what's going on?
Something seems to have happened to prompt
they're not making enough money basically to be in the situation they're in.
Okay, so the way I understood it was they were in Indianapolis and they had good jobs, but they wanted to make more money, so they moved to Chicago where they could work at bigger firms or whatever. Like that's what it was. Like again, the parents are supposed to also be unlikable. They are supposed to be yuppies. The end of this movie kind of falls apart because like there's a reaction between Tia and the mom, which comes out of nowhere. It's very strange.
that did seem Home Alone-ish. Like, oh my god, because for a mother, I didn't like the mom either.
The mom. I mean, okay,
like
thinking Buck is a layabout, that makes a certain amount of sense. But she's like, and his girlfriend sells tires. She is such a snob.
Yeah,
it's rich people
That's
stuff.
a weird snootiness right there.
It's very specific.
He's a business owner.
Yeah.
I wonder if the script wasn't much longer and they cut it down because this movie is like a tight 91 minutes or something.
It was
like
short. It felt short. It really did. It really did. But I really like the cute moments because as an uncle myself, having those moments where making pancakes with a shovel, or just generally just being there for family. But it is sad he didn't know coming in. So obviously when his sister-in-law's father had a heart attack, he didn't know all the names of his kin. His kinfolk,
Yeah,
if you will.
before Facebook, man. Yeah, you can't
Right?
just, if you forget essential things like that, you can't just go on Facebook and remind yourself and bail yourself out.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, Larry,
I didn't know
Jennifer.
I don't know anyone's birthday, and thank God for Facebook. You know, or the people would like, hey, we got something going on in 2 weeks for Phil's birthday. I'm like, oh shit, Phil's a Virgo, cool. You know, so it's one of those things. But to watch 3 kids for a week with zero knowledge base, and thank God this is pre-internet.
They don't know who he is at all,
Right?
And nor did the parents before they left. Tell their children they were leaving and leaving them with an uncle that they don't know.
That's true.
So Macaulay Culkin's character comes down and is like, "Who are you?"
I love that exchange.
He's great. He's really good in this movie.
Yeah.
The little girl is funny too.
Yeah, she's good.
She was in Field of Dreams, where she was the daughter of Amy Madigan. So
Yeah.
Amy Madigan is
Small world.
Shanice in this movie.
You know, I've never seen Field of Dreams.
That's a good one.
Never seen Field
Oh
of
man,
Dreams.
that was like a
Do you like
9-year-old
baseball?
Alex
I like
favorite.
baseball.
Then you'll like Field of Dreams.
For
That's a
real.
good movie.
It's
It's a
one of
great
those
movie.
movies where people like guys just cry. It's like this is
Oh,
Rocky, where
come
guys
on.
cry.
And now it's got
A bunch of corpses.
Ray Liotta in it, and he's
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones is gone. Oh boy! If I watched that movie right now under the right circumstances, especially at the end, talking about dad, you want to have a catch. Whew, I'm feeling a little right now. Oh my God!
Ray Liotta plays Shoeless Joe
Shoeless Joe.
for all of 7 seconds.
Yeah. So and is there any member of this family who's functional? Maybe the 2 littlest kids.
Yeah, they're cool.
Two kids.
They know
Two
the
look
Bucks.
different.
They know the Bucks the man.
Yeah,
Because maybe the reason that he hasn't seen Tia since she was 10. He doesn't seem to have met the younger kids at all. Are they trying to keep him away on purpose?
The wife is, clearly.
yeah.
Like they folded him out of the wedding pictures.
Yeah,
That
again,
shit
the
was
wife is,
sad.
clearly.
Oh my God! But why? Because he's not a good influence.
He's like a ne'er-do-well, but like not that bad.
He's not a ne'er-do-well. I really get the
ne'er-do-well?
feeling by the well. Huh?
a ne'er-do-Welsh.
He's not Welsh.
Ne'er-do-well.
What's that?
Never does well.
Okay. I thought it was
He
the type
did
of
the word.
British. Okay.
I think it's just that he's a poor.
And he gambles.
Classism.
And he drinks.
Well, but he doesn't really. We see him have like 1 beer in the entire movie.
Yeah.
He's good around the kids. He punches a clown.
He does punch a clown.
He
punches a drunk clown.
He
He's,
punches a drunk clown.
he's
Yeah,
on
he-
a nicotine plan where he's quitting cigarettes with
I like-
serving cigars.
That's kind of a 5-year plan I can get
Yeah,
behind.
he deals with Drunko the clown. He puts down an assistant principal who's a freaking lunatic, and then
Miss Wart.
By the way,
And then
did you see that?
Bug,
Okay.
and hopefully every time Bug thinks about molesting Sam ever again, he has nightmares of Uncle Buck coming through the door with a drill and ends up curled up in a corner crying somewhere. Buck saves the world.
I like him.
You have a very interesting interpretation of some of these scenes, but I dig it.
No,
I dig
I mean
it.
that was all the funny parts too. And that, honestly, when he has those confrontations,
Well, and I will say to your point. Well, first of all, how many John Hughes movies do you think you could name, written and or directed by?
give me 5.
Well, I'm looking at the list, but
Okay.
we've done a bunch of them.
Ghostbusters.
Swing and a miss.
16 Candles.
16 Candles.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club.
The other one with Molly Ringwald.
Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack for that one, of course.
We already mentioned another one.
Oh, Home Alone.
Home Alone. He wrote that. He didn't direct it. Chris Columbus. Bit of trivia. I counted it because he did write it.
Right.
Bit of trivia. He had written another Christmas movie, and Chris Columbus was supposed to direct that instead, but he couldn't get along with the lead actor, Chevy Chase.
Oh,
That
no,
makes
he couldn't
sense.
get along with Chevy Chase? That's
No
a
kidding.
freaking shocker.
Oh, did he?
That's insane.
No.
He did National
Everyone gets
Lampoon's
along with
Christmas
Chevy
Vacation.
Chase.
John Hughes wrote Vacation, Christmas Vacation, and European Vacation.
Well, what? I'm getting people mixed up.
You sure are.
Yeah, I am.
I'm gonna keep going. He did Mr. Mom.
Okay.
He did Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought we'd name that. Yeah.
Another previous episode, Weird Science. Yeah.
Good one.
And as you notice, a lot of these have John Candy in them.
Yeah.
And Vince Vaughn, friend of him, said he would have kept directing had John Candy lived because he liked
Yeah.
directing John Candy.
John Candy.
What was John Candy? I watched a 30-minute YouTube clip about John
so
Candy's life.
he died at 44. He died in 1994.
It was a heart attack, right?
He was filming that Wagons East movie. He's from Toronto. He makes his name at Second City comedy troupe
SCTV
in Chicago. SCTV on TV from like 76 to 83. So he's working with like Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, tons of funny people.
Rick Moranis.
He was also partial.
Check out upcoming Spaceballs 2. Rick Moranis has made his dramatic return.
The Mog.
He was partial owner of some like Canadian football team.
Okay.
It was.
Probably the Toronto Argonauts. I don't know. He's from Toronto.
But no, like honestly, like Spaceballs, that was like Matt said, like that was one of the first movies that I kind of introduced to him and stuff. Yeah. And so I see those elements when I watch Uncle Buck, like what makes him funny, and it's almost like a very innocent, childish, like kind of from a larger than life guy. But I can see he has some depth, he has some range.
He is one of the most charismatic things you will ever see, right? Like his movie we didn't mention, but previous episode too, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a perfect example of that, where he has so much emotional depth just from expressions. Steve Martin has almost all the lines that advance the plot. He has nothing but filler because he has a tragic backstory. And it's not until we have a very, like Sherlock Holmesy scene where in the back of his head Steve Martin puts it all together that you realize how tragic he is as a character. But it's because John Candy is just a big teddy bear.
Well, even in Home Alone, in the few moments that he has, like it just rips your heartstrings
it's
out.
Completely improvised as well.
Yeah. Motherfucker. The fucking Jamaican bobsled team.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool Runnings.
Previous episode.
One of his last movies. Yeah.
Jeez, Cool Runnings.
Where he goes in there and he's yelling at the IOC or the whatever, and he goes, "I know y'all hate me. It's fine, but don't take it out on these guys." I'm like, "Yeah, don't take it out of them."
Jeez, like if you, I wish he was still. If he was still alive, he'd be. I mean, we have Nicolas Cage being John Madden.
He's great. Yeah.
But
old guy John Candy.
Oh, would be awesome. We got robbed.
Yeah.
He came up with Bill Murray. They were like the same age. They came up in Second City, improv, and they really looked at improv as like in acting art. Like it wasn't just comedy. It was a dramatic art for them. Of course, it took things to funny places. It took within a scene or whatever they were doing the improv in. But I mean, him and Bill Murray were kind of like a two guy team early in their career in the early 20s at Second City. So
well, and you can't emphasize that enough. Like nowadays we take for granted that everyone in Atlanta, it's Dad's Garage, but everyone wants to do improv. It really wasn't a thing until the 70s and early 80s. Like the idea now that if you want to be on SNL, you have to be Improv Olympic or whatever. It's fine, but it didn't really exist. Second City or whatever. They now have that.
Yeah,
but it's just like Nora and I do riffing for Cineprov, which is very Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like Joel Hodgson invented something. That is a new idea. And that's what that was. And we have these huge characters that come out of it. But now someone like Christopher Guest or whatever the guy's name who did, oh God, what's his name? Judd Apatow, who can have almost completely improvised movies. That's the thing that came out because of Bill Murray. And again, I don't want to take anything away from Bill Murray because I do like Bill Murray, but it would have been a completely different world where Wes Anderson resurrects the career of a John Candy or Chris Farley. Because again, like these guys are just so whip smart that they can be thrown into a scene and have emotional depth.
Yeah. No, I mean, that same could be said with Dan Harmon and Chevy Chase. And essentially that renaissance where you want to have those OGs improvisers. And like, for me, improvising mainly came from Whose Line Was It Anyways? You know what I mean?
That's good improv. I mean, there was a British show too, and then the American show. But I came up watching the American Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Right.
Again, Ryan Stiles and Wayne Brady.
Oh my God,
Wayne Brady,
some of the funniest.
Yeah. But
Chappelle's line, black or white people like Wayne Brady because he makes Al Roker look like Malcolm X.
Brian Gumble. But no, you're right. We did lose him way too soon. Unfortunately, it was in a sense where like what would he have done, or what kind of impact do you think he would have? Do you think he would like? Think of John Goodman right now. That's
exactly what he would have been. He would have been there would have been some artistic director, Wes Anderson, P.T. Anderson, Coen Brothers, who would have just had them in the stable.
But do you think he would have made that dramatic dark turn, or do you always would have wanted him to be lovable?
I will plug a strange, weird movie where he plays a dramatic role. The Oliver Stone movie JFK. He is in JFK. So Oliver Stone is a conspiracy theory fan, and he believes that JFK was assassinated by a cabal of communists, yada yada yada. There's a famous trial in New Orleans about it because Lee Harvey Oswald spent some time in New Orleans. But John Candy plays an investigator alongside Joe Pesci, who's playing a gay man with alopecia. It is a nuts 3-hour long movie, but John Candy is a serious actor in that. But I mean, again, something like LA Confidential, serious movie, but Danny DeVito can throw a joke in there and make it better. Or imagine him in Goldeneye instead of Joe Don Baker, right? The fat Russian contact who's just there with a sledgehammer to fix his old Yugo. That's the kind of role he's in. Stiff upper lip, but he's just so funny because of his physical presence. God, it's him. It's Heath Ledger. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman. You're just it's Bill Paxton. You're just God damn it. We were robbed old man actors from all these guys.
Yeah. I mean, even Chris Farley too. I mean, going back to another Second City
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. It was a speedball that got Farley and Belushi.
Well, yeah.
I think for John Candy, I didn't look into it. I think it was just kind of being very large.
And I think it was also that he was a workaholic. The guy just did not stop. Yeah. And he was a fat guy, but he also did not stop for health issues or whatever. And
come on, 44. Take care of yourself.
40 this year, gentlemen. 40. 40 in 2 months.
I'm already 41.
I think.
Yeah. Are you cool enough to be on a podcast?
Probably not anymore.
I mean, Mark Maron's
vote?
retiring.
I mean, I can leave. Yeah.
Well, in referencing back to the movie, and it kind of goes back to all John Candy's films. Uncle Buck.
Oh shit,
Uncle Buck.
We're talking Uncle Buck.
Hey, they do talk about aging in this movie, in the scene where he's talking about how everyone used to envy him because he didn't have a regular job and he had his own schedule. Now he envies everyone else because they have families, and that is sad.
That is sad.
Well, that's the last third of the movie.
Yeah, that kind of goes, and I guess the big climax of the movie was just necessarily saving the girl. Again, there wasn't this really high stakes situations. I mean, there was a racetrack scenario, but we never really did. We go to the racetrack?
No. He starts to.
That was I guess the tension toward the end of the movie is he's gonna say, does he want to stay in this life and put it on the line to make his gambling year and just sort of float on that for a while, or is he gonna get his shit together?
I will say, of the various movies we've talked about of John Hughes, this one might be the weakest movie.
I agree.
It works because of Macaulay Culkin as one of the precocious kids, and the daughter, who's we aren't talking much about. Not Tia, the other sister,
Gaby Hoffmann, I believe is her name. Yeah, she's good. I mean, I remember in Field of Dreams, she's just really
she's great,
cute, good actress. Yeah.
But I mean, but past that, it's John Candy, because almost all, and you can think about this. All of his movies have very loose plots. They're just kind of a series of funny scenes. The guy wrote Animal House, for Christ's sake. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about a guy who did Christmas Vacation, a bunch of individual scenes that are funny, and then you move on. And this movie in particular, it's the most obvious of ever. There's nothing holding this together.
Pretty thin, pretty simple. I read that, of course, John Candy, he was allowed to improvise a decent bit. I think John Hughes encouraged it. But it's hard to pinpoint where John Candy is actually improvising. I guess a 1989 movie like this, even with a great improviser in it, is different than, say, a Judd Apatow movie that you referenced. Because in Judd Apatow movies, they're running it for an hour with different lines, and you can tell someone just made that shit up and they just went with it. And I guess there's improvising happening here. It's kind of hard to pinpoint where it would be.
What I feel it is, and again, I will guess what they did. He wrote the whole script. He did, like, what movie was it? We talked about this at one point.
Judd Apatow or
John Hughes. It might have been Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, but he famously wrote a script in a weekend. And, cocaine is a hell of a drug. But, like, I imagine what they did is he pumped out whatever script that he thought would sell. They ran the scenes as written 3 times. And then he said the 4th time you can improvise, right? And that's what it is. So I feel like there was a scene, it was tied together, and then what ended up on the screen is different to an extent because, like, John Candy has like chemistry with everyone, like literally everyone, even Tia, who's not great. But like you get, like, they feed off each other so well. And again, repressed rage is a hard thing to act, but John Candy is very good at it.
That scene when he's in the crowd surfing through the party, he's a very large guy, and he just
at
flows
one
with
point
the
he
ocean.
switches hats with someone, then he grabs it back. Or the scene where she is stewing in her room and he's just walking around that massive upstairs they have, and he's like, you know what? You can say whatever you want, and I'm just gonna walk away. And again, he nails it. And so, like, in terms of a true arc, one of the problems I have with this is he is the protagonist. He's the character who changes. Now, he's not the dirtbag that the mom seems to think and that she has passed on to her daughter. He's just a guy who's kind of a layabout. Like, we all know people in our lives who never had a career, just have jobs. He's not begging for money from them. He's not a mooch.
He manages to support himself in a major city by gambling.
And other things, because he clearly works for Shanice, right?
Part-time.
Kind of.
Yeah, he just doesn't show up. He wants excuses not to be there, but he works. And he affords that apartment near Wrigley. Like, it's just not the greatest part of town, but it's also not a shithole. Like, so he has an arc. He realizes he does want to have a family. He does want to mature in some way. And then all of a sudden the teen has an arc where she hugs her mom. We have no idea what that's about.
I mean, Uncle Buck did all the heavy lifting there and sort of bringing her around. The mom just benefits from it, I think, at the end.
What would Uncle Buck
Tia
do?
was already leaving before Bug destruction, so Bug might have done something else and she got away from him.
Maybe, but we're just not told it. Like I'm saying, it feels like this script was much longer and edited down because that hug at the end is so straight. Like, it's supposed to have such emotional resonance. But I'm just like, I guess. Because, like, we don't even get the feeling that the mom and daughter were fighting much. We get the feeling that the daughter doesn't matter to the parent. The parents don't care.
I thought the daughter just hated everybody.
But she's a teenage girl. It happens. Yeah. I mean, I dated in high school. My girlfriend hated her parents. Like, everyone I knew, all the girls I knew hated their parents.
Did they also drink coffee?
I drink coffee in high school.
Oh, yeah, I drink coffee in high school.
Oh, espressos. Where did this movie land in John Hughes' filmography?
So this is the second to last one he actually directed. He wrote movies up until the mid to late 90s. I think he died in 1998.
Oh,
it's raining. Yes, everyone's looking around. It started raining.
I just want to make sure I don't have my car windows down.
Do you want to go check?
I probably don't.
You probably don't want to check.
All right.
No, I said, do you want to check? And you said, I probably don't.
Well, I think.
I mean, we can record without you. I take a piss.
Well, no. This is.
I will be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll pause. We'll pause here.
We love it. She was a little Spanish flea.
You know, I on the soundtrack not being great. Yeah, not great. I think it was just because maybe the main character, Uncle Buck, is like a 40-year-old throwback bowler dude who wears a hat like it's 40 years ago, even from 1989.
Well, I mean, and I guess that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm having a trouble talking about the movie. It feels so disconnected. There's nothing to really sink your teeth into. Like, everyone knows the scenes, right? Like, again, we talked about it at the beginning. For Macaulay Culkin's birthday, which, by the way, the fact that the mom is so nonchalant about her not being there for her youngest son's birthday is weird.
yeah, it's like she sucks, but they don't like go all the way with how much she sucks. Or they're not. They don't fully commit to telling us how much we should think that she sucks.
Right, because it's not that she's cruel. It's very much, and again, we don't have this because as parents, millennials, and Gen Alpha or Gen Z. I almost said Gen Z. What the fuck's wrong with me? We just
think the Lord said.
No, very pinkies up, aren't we?
Yeah, we spend more time with our kids just by definition. So it's just so weird to see how these yuppie parents don't care at all. It's Miles's birthday. Mom's nowhere. Like, Mom doesn't even call on his birthday, best we can tell.
And Mom scheduled a clown who is a slime ball.
Well, but and so what are we supposed to get from that? She didn't even bother to look into the guy. She opened the yellow pages and called someone.
That's what I was saying.
No, again, I'm agreeing with you. And like the whole notion of this, which again is funny, is the dad matters even less. He's like a ghost.
He didn't do anything.
He's a wisp.
You don't hate him or love him or anything.
Well, he doesn't stick up for his brother in the face of his wife's obvious being snotty toward him.
Well, but that's also, he also doesn't say anything. He just, I think he might have the least lines of any character. Bug has more lines than he does.
But the dog gets more screen time for sure.
The dog definitely gets more screen time. Great dog actor.
Yeah.
Don't
how many
feed
times
your
a
dog
day?
beer.
How many times a day do you feed a dog?
Five
times. Like, what do you think?
So do I leave water out for it? Because I've just been leaving the toilet seat up. It's such a great Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the blue water's not good for him. I noticed the little blue tint in the grass in the yard. Yeah, he has some funny little bits that he does here and there. It's not like I'm not howling with laughter at any point. I don't think.
John Candy talking to nobody on the phone is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you, because there was a situation where he had a call out of work, and I guess he was getting an earful on the side, and he just that little corp and just get it up. Yep. Can I explain?
The line breakup.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
But you don't. I mean, that's good. I mean, as a viewer, of course, it's one of those things where they want to like frustrate the viewer because like a normal person would just say like, hey, my brother's father-in-law has had a heart attack. They have no options, and I'm going to go watch the kids.
Right.
Which anyone would understand. But of course, he does the line breaking up routine and doesn't mention any of that and pisses off his girlfriend. But because that's the type of
you're supposed to go to work.
That's yeah.
Well,
that's what happens in a movie like this.
It is definitely a movie scene. I mean, it just throughout. Like, he makes the unnecessarily large breakfast every time.
Love it.
The girl just wants coffee, which is a very 80s thing, but it's funny.
It's the Monster Energy drink of the nowadays.
Oh, yeah, she's drinking black coffee. Today it's all Starbucks and friggin'
Frappuccinos,
pumpkin spice lattes.
You guys are getting older.
Oh my god!
What is it? Oh, you
remember the whole discussion of whether or not I was a millennial. I think like a Gen Xer and probably always will.
I'm there. I'm Gen Z millennial myself. I'm fragile, but yet been through it.
You're past the threshold of younger millennial.
I'm 32, right? So I'm there where people find me old and pensive and precocious. Yeah, pensive now.
People thinking you're smart doesn't help either. I mean, it would be nice, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, and no one knows how to have conversations anymore. I've noticed that.
And can you imagine these kids with their phones
all
the time on their tickety talks?
These iPad kids and stuff. Where were we all in 1987, 89?
I was 5.
I was 4.
I was 4 and then 5. Yeah.
So Uncle Buck wasn't on your radar.
Wait, holy shit! Wait, stop, Ewald.
Yeah.
You said you're 41, right?
Yeah. So in 89, I was 4 for the first half of the year and then 5 for the second half of the year.
I turned 4 during the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would have been 3 and then 4.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. For a second there, my math didn't match.
Are we talking 87?
No, 89.
89. Okay, I was 5.
Yeah. No, so this is before I was going to theaters.
Yeah.
I saw.
We figured this out. We were in kindergarten.
I saw Land Before Time in theaters, not this one.
Well, I mean, again, this is like I didn't see a lot of movies in theaters when I was very young, but I remember this being the kind of thing that was just on TNT, and my parents would not turn it off. You know what I mean? Like,
safe bet.
It's just like Just like they used to have a Bond marathon, it felt like at certain times of year, it was just the John Hughes time of year, right? Like, and those would just be on all the time. I mean, now as far as the movie goes, we can tap dance through a few things here. I feel like we should just go thematically because there's nothing else holding this damn movie together. But we can do Uncle Buck with the little kids pretty quickly. Uncle Buck is, again, we have pancakes for Miles' birthday. Who's Macaulay Culkin? Macaulay Culkin is very funny in this. He grills down the kid, like Uncle Buck, about, are you married? And he goes, no. He goes, why? That's a long story. Do you have kids? No.
It's an even longer
That's an
story.
even longer story.
What's your record for consecutive questions? 38. That was great.
And both delivered very well. I mean, again, there's a reason why Macaulay Culkin got a lot of money stolen from him by his parents. Yeah. The younger daughter doesn't have as much heat, but she's great. Like, her and Macaulay play off well against each other when they're in the back seat of that massive old Mercury and they're staring down the teenage older sister. Very funny. Like, it's very funny. The scene that Matt talked about happens around here, which is, again, negligent parenting by the real parents. You have a parent-teacher conference. You could have rescheduled it now. We'll send the uncle that the mom hates to deal with this woman.
And that woman is a nut job.
The woman is very,
we all
silent generation.
We've had
Yeah.
teachers.
Oh, we've had teachers like that.
administrators like that.
She's too creative.
for a 6-year-old.
Odo and Buck rightly puts her in her place. And, and again, it's funny because it's the kind of thing that could only happen in this exact situation. It's a very smart John Hughes scene.
Yeah.
Because if the parents said it, first of all, the best we can tell, these parents have no idea anything about their children. So they would not say it. But if the parents said it, they'd have to deal with it forever. But since he's leaving at the end of the movie, he can tell this woman off. By the way, I realize now the Austin Powers scene.
Oh yeah, I was just about to jump in there.
Go ahead.
The Fred Savage moly. I was like, oh yeah, okay. So they lifted it directly from here, but not as nuanced and funny as what John Candy was actually saying. Yeah, that's where that came from.
Mole.
This wart.
I think John Candy's one of the best lines in the movie was here's a quarter. Go downtown and pay a rat to gnaw that thing off.
Dude, it's so
stuff.
funny. And again, other Canadian Michael Myers did not get it nearly as right.
And I did his Canadianisms popped out a couple times.
A little bit.
When he says sorry.
He does.
A lot of
We
stories.
get a couple stories.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, he's a Canadian guy who then did improv in Chicago for 15 years, so he's going to get the stories.
What's in the water?
Every night I leave out a beer for sausage claws and I hope for the best.
What's in the water in Canada? We've got a lot of good comics from Canada. Martin Short,
Martin Tall,
John Candy. Was Matthew Perry Canadian?
He was.
He
Perry
was Canadian.
in fact Canadian. Family, a good friend of the Trudeaus.
Okay.
His parents were.
Let's see.
Rick
little bit of
Moranis.
trivia.
Rick Moranis.
Oh, Dave Thomas too. If you don't know,
Not the Wendy's
the
guy.
beer, the beer, the brew. What was it?
oh God, what's that movie that he did with Mick Moranis?
Right, that centered around beer,
Yes, it did. Great North.
and they wear hats, and they wear the.
Take Off.
Plant.
Oh, that was their song.
Now I gotta
Take
look it up.
off.
Oh,
to the
you talking about
Great
those-
White North,
Those
take
stoner lumberjack guys.
off.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That's a funny way to put that.
Yeah, I just I never watched them, but I know clips and
A
reference
few
to.
years ago, 3 years ago, our first New Year's after COVID, as I was cleaning up the basement, I just watched that movie. That's a very funny movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta check it out. I gotta
figure it out.
I was looking up just Canadian comics. I know there's Will Arnett's. I mean, he's not a comedian per se.
He's comedic actor.
The Aykroyds, Dan
Yeah,
Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd,
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Who else we got? Any female?
Samantha Bee. She's funny. I think she's pretty
Okay, I
funny.
forgot about her. She was on the
What's
Daily
her
Show.
name? From Home Alone as well.
Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, she was SCTV
Yeah.
as well. I think she's Canadian
John Levy.
too.
Strange Brew
I
was
think
the movie we were
Strange Brew. That's what I was saying. It's
very
like it's
funny.
brews, it's beers, it's
Yes, Strange Brew, 1983.
And Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
And I know Matt brought it up earlier, but it's so good.
Jim
to have Rick
Carrey.
Moranis
We didn't mention
Oh,
Jim
wow,
Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's very funny.
Oh, that's enough about Canada.
Yeah. Oh,
Tommy Chong. Tommy Chong is Canadian. Oh well.
I can see that.
Strange Brew is loosely based on Shakespeare's Hamlet.
What?
As all great art
Are
is.
you reading an AI overview at the top of search results again?
And I think that's bullshit. And that's
The
really
hell?
funny. That's so funny.
So Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck. But that's pretty much it. Like, the end of the movie wraps up with them with him having them in the back of the car to go to the track, because the older sister was supposed to watch them so he could make his essentially all the money he has for an entire year. And she decides to go to a party like out in the,
The Boons.
the Boons, right? Which is just a slightly poorer suburb, it looks like. Anyway, regardless, he decides not to, and calls she needs to watch the kids. Okay. The rest of the struggle has to do with Tia, who is a teenager. She's supposed to be 15 and a huge jerk. And it is very much pop psychology 101, which is just she needs more attention from her parents. She doesn't get it, so she hates everyone.
Yeah.
And she's intentionally dating someone that her parents would hate. A guy by the name of Bug. And we get this very funny, which feels mostly improvised scene where she almost breaks every time, which is very funny. But John Candy goes, is that a first name or a last name? And she goes, first name. And he goes, huh.
And he gets his justice.
He's a horse-faced reprobate with a beret.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're going to make a great uncle. No.
No.
No,
need to.
that was good. That was judgy,
Yeah.
judgmental, angry,
Yeah.
reprobate.
I like how protective he is, and the thing tied him up. Very mafioso style.
But it builds to this. And when he first meets him, he starts talking. He's like, let's bury the hatchet in your face. And he starts talking about circumcising gnats and this prolonged, awkward. It's basically I'm going to show my daughter's new boyfriend my shotgun if he's a serial killer.
I like it.
And Bug is... I thought he looked like he was scared of him. Alex, it seems like, was less impressed.
Well, no, I think he was playing scared.
I mean, he little bitch. He said,
Yeah,
I'm a sue.
he is a little bitch.
Yeah,
Well, and I mean, again, it feels like pages or scenes deleted Bug, but like Bug is kind of this weird loser dude who dresses like he's, I don't know,
Marcel
in Hall of
Marceau.
Oath.
like John Cryer and Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, I mean, Hughes writes a bunch of these characters.
That's true.
But like Buck doesn't like him early on, which is fine. And Buck goes, I know this kind of guy. He's gonna leave you right away. You're just a conquest to him.
He flat out says, he's a predator, you're the prey.
He does. And she keeps trying to sneak out to see this guy. But again, like, I don't know. I think what this movie does get right is that all that would do is make her want to see him more. Right? Because that's what high school relationships are.
Very much so.
Yeah. No, it's the only difference is like between how people survive later in life is what the high school relationships turn out okay. Because if you married your high school sweetheart, good on you. But the rest of us, it all fell apart. Like, you break up. That's what happens.
People change.
Well, in high school, it's a very different kind of relationship. But like, she wants this. We get the feeling that he's an older guy, but it's vague.
He could have been like a senior.
Well, and she was 15, so he could be 17 or 18, but we don't know. It's never set up.
We just know he goes to school there.
We just know he goes to school there, and that they're like vaguely intimate. We guess. I don't know. It also screams to me very early on fear of sex that would kind of dominate the late 80s and early 90s. I mean, now apparently Gen Alpha just doesn't have sex.
Well, I keep seeing in the headlines.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's one scene where he's clearly wanting it and she's not going to give it to him. Then Buck shows up the first time. Then later you think, oh no, she's going to get raped. And then
It's not her.
Yeah, it's not her.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, what that means is that she stood up for herself.
Yeah, because we see her again after that. She's walking down the street in a very bad mood, and Buck comes in when he's got the other girl by the wrist, and he's saying, "You know, you want it." Like he's less suave, Robin Thicke.
Suave, Robin Thicke.
I mean, we even go at one point to a bowling alley where a guy named Pal tries to pick her up because she has all of her teeth or whatever.
Well, that's an attractive quality for anyone.
And Buck seems to know him, and he's like, "Scram,"
because he apparently Pal just does this to everyone.
Yeah, apparently it's okay to just sit right next to somebody at a bowling alley and tell her that she looks firm, and she's probably a cheerleader. You look firm. That's the skin. That's
Dude,
that's skin crawling stuff there.
That was
get the mace out.
Hey, but first of all, I was writing down lines, and second,
well, I mean, nowadays, what I hear from all the ladies nowadays is that people don't know how to talk or approach. So
they don't get told they're firm anymore.
Yeah, they don't get told they're firm anymore.
No,
so
it's perky.
Yeah, it's perky.
Girl, you thick.
I
was working on being firm. Thank you.
It's a.
I went to the gym today. Just random.
Congratulations.
Good.
LA Fitness, crunches.
First of all, the YMCA. Thank you very much. Okay. I was working out with geriatrics. My oldest wants to learn how to use the machine, so I go to the show her how to use the equipment, and then she goes to the playroom so I can go to the sauna and schwitz with the old men. But about 4 different women were working on what I can only imagine is humping exercises.
Oh, yes.
Where they have the weight and they're like thrusting. They're lying back and doing thrusting. So humping exercises, which, good on them. I guess pelvic floor stuff. But
gotta keep it firm.
Gotta keep it firm. That's what I'm saying. What is there's a Stallone and is it Sigourney Weaver movie where no, it's Travolta. It's a Travolta movie.
With Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis. Sorry.
Where they're like, humping and
it's just about working out in a gym and just
love it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. It's very, very famous scene.
I mean, anyway, so at the end of all of this, I guess we can mention, because we've already talked about it effectively, but there's a party. The 2 plot lines converge. At this point, like Matt had already mentioned, Shanice effectively feels like she's been broken up with. The neighbor is Marcy, who is from Roseanne.
Laurie Metcalf. That is
she's,
right.
She's like aggressively hitting on Buck.
Totally forgot about
Tia.
He breaks into the house for no reason.
And Tia tells Shanice that Buck is cheating on her with Marcy, which is the biggest, I'd say, dick move, except it's the wrong gender.
This could still be a dick move.
Yep.
She's being a dick.
And yeah, and
then it comes to pass. As though, but it's funny, it's though she knows Marcy is going to, she read a few pages ahead in the script. Marcy, who we've met once before because, she's referred to at the beginning. Well, maybe we can have Marcy watch her, and the wife scoffs even harder at Marcy than Buck.
She would ask.
So is there some Peyton Place crap going on here?
I mean, she's
that Marcy was coming onto the husband.
Oh, possibly.
Well, she was recently single because of a divorce, because she's not going to drop the last name because she wants to feel some power. So she's in her ways.
She got the house in the divorce, so whatever it was a lot.
Yeah.
But also then she breaks into the house and sees Uncle Buck, thinks he's nailing the daughter or the sister
or the washing machine.
Mainly the washing machine.
I'm gonna force my load in there, whether you like it or not. Is a line that is actually said.
That
by
was
him
said in a John Hughes movie. Isn't that crazy?
Well, you're gonna take my load whether you want to or not.
And Ferris Bueller would not approve.
Marcy then comes later and comes over later.
That was a little part of you because she didn't. It was the dog that barked. Yeah, the dog licked her ass. Or did I see a different version?
Do you see How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Yes. Previous episode. I think the dog bit her on the ass.
Okay.
But anyway, then she comes over and dances with Buck just as Shanice comes over.
Very dirty dancing. Like she's like slapping his thigh with her thigh,
and she is dressed so 80s with like the riding boots and the skin tight pants.
Girl,
very very late 80s yuppie. What can I say? But anyway, past that, he calls Shanice up, says, "Look, you got to watch these kids because I got to go save the older sister who's run away, or kind of run away. Like he just knows she's in trouble." He goes to the party because everyone in that area knows where the party is, which is very funny.
They did give me very Animal House like vibes. With just him coming through. Yeah.
And he then pushes his way through the party, which again is a lot of very funny physical comedy. And he goes, "The kids today, this music is terrible." Like he gets an old man line in.
Yeah.
He breaks into the room where Buck is, and or with Bug is rather, and he's making out with Winona Ryder or whoever that girl is.
He comes in, he power drills through the doorknob and comes in there like he's Freddy Krueger. Sees this girl who's, I get the vibe she's afraid of Bug, and so he's just spins the drill again and approaches. Scariest fat man alive.
And then he kidnaps Bug. We find out.
As one people do.
Yeah. And he finds Ali Sheedy walking down the road. He finds Tia walking down the street, very dejected, and he gets her in the car, and she says, "You're right about everything." He goes, "Let's not worry about that." And they have. He has done nothing but support the kids. Like he's done a good job.
They have a nice bonding moment, smacking golf balls at Bug.
And Bug does the rich middle class, like, "My dad's a lawyer and he's gonna sue you." It's so funny, so pathetic. I will say the one problem with those scenes, they go on too long. It's like they edited too much away, and I'm like, "Come on, movie, just end."
They had to, especially when he was in the trunk, and he would just say "I'm sorry" 15 times, and they was just probably like the take. But they were just probably having him do over and over.
They
again.
didn't end it. Like what you wanted to, and then when he runs away and he gets hit with the golf ball, which is kind of alluded to earlier, you just want one swing, hit in the forehead, and then cut to black.
Yeah.
But again, the scene just keeps on going.
We don't really know Bug enough to like want his comeuppance that bad. He sucks. Yeah. He's predatory. Yeah.
Predator is bad.
I don't think anyone's
looks like Daryl Hall.
No one's like standing up in the theater like, screaming and shouting and clapping when Bug gets the shit beat out of him.
In the way the scenes play out, I think it there should have been either more dramatic music played, but it does seem like it's holding for applause or laughter, almost the way it is.
Again, just cut it down. If it was just a little shorter, it'd be fine. But like the fact that he gets tortured for about 6 minutes of this 90-minute movie is a lot.
Or he could have just done something worse to Tia so that we hate him more and there's more of that dynamic.
I don't think they wanted
the script
to do
there.
that.
I mean, not necessarily
right,
that.
right.
Not like he
like
just
punch her in the face.
He treats her worse. He humiliates her or something like that. I mean, not necessarily going there.
Well, I'm glad Buck doesn't have to rescue her, but because he doesn't have to rescue her, she stood up for herself. It feels like this is prolonged, right? Like, because she already said no and walked away. So she's already fine. The fact that he's reintroduced adds a lot to that scene because now they're intentionally kidnapping and provoking him when she had already said no and walked away. It's a lot. And again, not saying he's a good guy because he's not, but he also didn't then pursue her further.
Yeah.
He let her go. Right? Like, and so the movie, again, it just muddles the movie's message by going back and forth on these things. I don't have a solution here, but like this point, the movie slows to a crawl. Like, because
it just knows
the Freddy Krueger scene, as Matt keeps calling it, is fine. That's funny. And then we find her, and that's heartwarming. And then we torture a dude for 7 minutes, and it's weird. Like, I don't know. Anyway, then the movie kind of wraps up very quickly. They get home, then the parents arrive, and in a shot that is exactly the shot from Home Alone, where the mom is just standing there, Tia sees her, and she runs over and hugs her, which is exactly Macaulay's scene at the end of Home Alone. The next year, by the way.
It's all practice. It's a tax write-off.
It's all Chris Columbus watching when he goes, "You were so close, John. Let's fix this movie." And then Uncle Buck. They're all in the kitchen except for Tia. He's like, Tia's got to tell your mom something.
After Tia confesses all to Shanice that she'd falsely accused Buck, and Buck is a great guy, and he's like, "Did he put you up to this?"
He did, yes. And then he gets hit by the door and knocked out, which is funny. The little kids having to sleep in the bed with him is very funny too.
That's true. While Mr. Sandman's playing.
Yeah.
Yep.
50s music in the 80s just boggles me.
Yeah. The Sandman,
Sandman was in Back to the Future too. Mr. Sandman, we're back in the 50s.
Bum, 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 bum.
A black man being mayor's a punchline in a minute.
Bum, bum, bum.
Anyway, so at the end of this, Tia hugs her mom. Back to the future. She has to go back to 1985 or whatever.
And Buck agrees to, I think, to marry Shanice and work in her shop full time. But then there's a whole conversation about how you need a company car. And he's like, I can still get like 10,000 miles on that monstrosity he's driving.
It's a nice car.
Yeah. I was just kind of being wistful talking to my wife about this. I'm like, that's a joke that just doesn't make sense anymore. Like, we don't have old shitbox beaters anymore that still run. Like, like an old Bronco that you could fix with a hammer and a drive down the LA freeways.
Nope. These cars has computers in it.
Yeah, because like your electronics die in your car, you're kind of screwed. You can't just fix it with a flathead screwdriver and a rubber mallet.
Yep.
And so like the fact that whenever he stops his car, there's a backfire is very funny.
Nope, just the oil.
I think when he first arrives at the teen party, didn't everyone start thinking he's shooting or something?
Well, every time he stops the car, it backfires. So at the school, they all hit the deck. When they're at the party in the park, they all hit the deck. When they get to the big party, they all hit the deck. It's very funny. It's a runner throughout the movie. Anyway, we've talked about this long enough. Alex, what are your final thoughts?
This was a nice watch. A nice watch. It didn't wow me. I wasn't on the floor going crazy with laughter. I wasn't slapping my knee too many times, but John Candy's got that big expressive face, and he's good at what he does, and he's funny, and it is kind of the perfect sort of lay on the couch, let it wash over you Sunday cable movie. But yeah, first time I saw it, but it's good. I liked it, enjoyed it, recommend it.
Nor
this movie is very sweet. It gives me that holiday vibes. Every time I see a movie that's in Chicago, I assume it's some type of Christmas movie, but this wasn't the case. But
This is not a Christmas movie.
Okay. It did give me all the elements that I really liked about John Candy, and as Hoffmann and what y'all alluded to, it gave us that building blocks for Home Alone. Isn't my favorite John Candy movie. I still reserve that for Barf, half man, half dog. He's his own best friend, from Spaceballs. But I felt like if this movie was I don't know, maybe if it's a little more raunchier, more stakes involved, I think there could have been a better movie. But yeah, it's a very background cleaning your TV type movie for sure. Music, yeah.
I went in expecting this to be a comedy. I didn't think it was funny. It's like a family drama, and sometimes a real sad one. I guess see it once and see how you like it.
See, I disagree. I thought it was funny. I don't think it's as funny as some of his other movies, but it holds together. It's a fine movie. I don't hate it. I don't love it. But it's better than a lot of the other, kind of mid-range movies we do. This is exactly what it is. It's a mid-range comedy. I think it's fine.
Oh, okay. The clown dealing with the clown was funny. Get in your mouse and get out of here, and then punches him in the face and he honks. That was pretty funny.
What about him with the snow shovel flipping pancakes? What about him paying $0.25 to have a rat gnaw the melanoma off the principal's face?
Or threatening to shove his load in a washing machine, whether the washing machine wants it or not.
Very dramatic.
But I mean, like that's the John Candy thing. Like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is very funny, but it's also very maudlin. Like anyway, so yeah, no, I'd recommend this movie. I'd see it. Like John Hughes is generally pretty easy to find, so I watched this on Netflix. Like you can just watch these.
Yeah, if you've got Netflix, it's free.
Yeah. Well, if you've got Netflix, you pay for Netflix, you might as well watch it there.
Oh yeah, but I mean, a lot of times I get the movies for $2.99 on Amazon Prime Video.
That's true. We've been very clutch with this movie being on Netflix.
It was. Anyway, so there's no theme to this month. So we're just kind of watching stuff. And Matt, you recommended the next movie, which is Wolfgang Petersen, director of Das Boot and Air Force One's Enemy Mine.
Ooh. Oh, Keiko's favorite movie.
Yeah, starring Reagan's own Dennis Quaid and Lou Gossett Jr. So stay tuned next week as we watch a sci-fi alien movie with,
It teaches you not to be racist.
That's always good.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Myopia Movies is executive produced by Nick Hoffmann and produced by Alex Ewalt, Keiko Childs, Matt Quinn, Nick Hoffman, and Nor Trinette. It is edited and engineered by Nor Trinette. The theme song is Surf Shimmy by Kevin MacLeod from Incomptech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license. All rights reserved. Thanks for listening.